Howdy everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome back to the Card Dungeon. So today we have the Mark Wilson's Complete Course in Magic book in front of us. And you can see that we got, well, right over here, some sponge balls. But let's take a look at that in a second. First, we want to tell you why we have this stuff. So here we go. Let's jump over. There he is. Okay, so this is the community section of my YouTube, and I just wanted to point this out. So, yep, Robert Ball Magician, his channel, he does shout-outs for people. So if you have a smaller channel, or if you want to collab with him, if you want to get your name out there and just kind of partner up, go ahead and watch his video, and you know he'll give you some exposure. And because he's doing something like this, I feel the need to also be involved with that, because that's what we're here for. We're here to basically help other magicians, other YouTubers, just to get something going. So we're all part of the same community, and him doing that inspires me to do it as well. So I shared it, and if you leave a comment here or on any of my videos wanting a shout out, I will do a special video where I will either review your channel if you have a lot of content, or we can talk about it. We can see how you would, what is it that you are looking for? What kind of exposure do you want? Do you want conversational exposure where I can bring you on my channel and we can talk, and then we can send people your way? Or are there videos that you want them to see? Or if you're a YouTuber or you're into art or different things like that and you want me to send them to a website, just let me know. Just leave a comment right here on this post and we will help you out. And then up here I also have a poll going on. What is your favorite magic accessory? Cards, coins, sponge balls, cup and balls, or other, comment below. So nobody has put other, or at least I haven't got any comments in here. So it looks like we got 6 votes, and it looks like we got 4 sponge balls, and 5, and then 6. So 1 piece in these. So sponge balls seems to be the thing that everybody loves. So that's what I figured what we'll do today is we will open up our Mark Wilson Course in Magic, looking for the sponge ball section. I've got 3 different sets of sponge balls in front of me. We will learn a sponge ball routine from the book, and we will learn it together, and that way you will have something. So here we go. Let's jump back over to here. There he is. Boom. Okay, so Mark Wilson Complete Course in Magic. You can pick this up on Amazon, depending on the price. If it's changed since I got it, I think it was like $20, $25, something like that. And we're just looking for Sponge Ball Magic specifically. Sponge Ball Magic. $3.91. We got Sponge Sorcery. A sponge appears. The Flight to the Pocket. Guess which hand. Spectator's Doubles. Transposition in your hands. Impossible Penetration. The spectator's hand revisited. 2 in the hand, 1 in the pocket. Phase 1 and then phase 2. The total vanish. Let's start with Sponge Sorcery. That's the first one here. So it's excuse me. So we're gonna go to 393 or no 393. Okay, what's this guy doing over here? I just saw pictures with very nice, good stuff. Sponge Sorcery. Here we go. Effect. The performer magically causes 3 sponges to appear, multiply, and vanish in an entertaining and amusing manner. They even seem to multiply in the hands of the spectator. Secret and preparation. Before the performance, place 3 of the sponge cubes in your right pants pocket and 1 sponge in your left pants pocket. Let's use the bigger one so that we can see what we're doing here. So it says 3 in the right pocket. And that's going to be 1 in the left pocket. Now we're all set there. Sponge balls are used in the following instructions. To practice and present your routine, just use your sponge cubes in place of the balls as shown. Well, we don't have the cubes, but we got sponge balls. Okay. Sponge appears. With the 4 sponges located in your pants pockets as described, casually place your hands in your right pocket. Grasp one of the sponges in the finger palm position and remove your hand holding the sponge secretly. Then reach into the air and produce it at the tip of your right fingers. Okay. You can also produce the sponge from the spectator's coat lapel, from behind his ear, or any other appropriate place. Appropriate. Gotcha. As you display the first sponge in your right hand, position it in readiness to finger palm by placing it on your open hand at the base of the second and third fingers below. Let's see, as shown. The left hand lies casually, palm down on the table. So reaching into our pocket. Okay. We're just going to produce the ball. Now it goes back down, and it's right there. Now in one smooth, and this is here, motion, bring both hands together, turning them over as you do. This is done in the pretense of gently tossing the sponge from your right hand into your left hand, but instead of actually tossing the sponge in the left hand, it is secretly retained in the second hand and third fingers in the finger palm position. So just a simple motion. Now, keep in mind that a lot of these things that we're gonna you have to sell it. You have to move your posture. You have to know that when you go from here to here, it's gonna look like you actually did it. And I did. I actually did it. So if I were to bring it across to here, it's in this hand. It truly and well is in that hand, because if I were to close my hand without squeezing, it's going to be puffed up a little bit. So when I come over to here and I do a full put, it's got to be really I just tossed it right in there for real. It's in the hand. They just can't see it. And this hand is squished down, so you just give that illusion that this doesn't even matter. This hand's just resting normally. Everything's looking over here. They don't care about the other hand because the other hand doesn't exist. Excuse me. So that's pretty good. So you're starting out. I'll just start out like this, where I'm down here. You're just naturally coming out all nice and neat. Hello, everybody. How we doing? Why don't we get started today? Here, why don't we just take a little sponge ball? Perfect. Okay. We're just going to take this sponge ball and we're going to put it right over here. Move your right hand away with the sponge as you close your left hand in a loose fist. The first finger of your right hand should casually point towards your left, as shown in the illustration. So you're just going from here to here. Nice and spongy. Pause for a moment and then make a crumpling motion with your left fingers as if to cause the sponge to dissolve. It has vanished. Okay, note, this number 6. What you have just done is the basic finger palm vanish with a sponge. Practice it with the sponge until it becomes smooth and convincing. When done correctly, the spectator should not suspect that you really retain the sponge in your right hand. The finger palm vanish is described in detail in the coin section of the course. The proper performance of this move is essential as it is used several times throughout the sponge sorcery routine. See page 187 for the finger palm vanish. We may jump back there as we go along here if we feel we need it. Explain to the audience that often when a sponge vanishes, it manages to reappear in your right pocket. Reach into your right pocket. Be careful not to flash the vanished sponge that is now concealed in your right fingers, and grasp one of the two sponges that are left in your pocket. Excuse me. Openly remove this sponge, still keeping the first sponge finger palmed from your pocket, and display it in your right fingertips. Openly remove the sponge. So here we're going to start again. We're going to say like this. You're just here like this, casually coming out. Hey, how's everybody doing? To get started today, all we want to do is we just want to use this little sponge ball. Okay, very good. We're just going to put it over here. Very nice. Ooh. Wow, very nice. Now, when it vanishes like that, what actually happens is it actually reappears in the pocket. Oh, it's crazy. Open, still keeping the first one palmed from your pocket, and display it in your right fingertips. Again, be careful not to let the audience see the sponge finger palmed in your right hand as you display the other sponge. The effect is that you vanish the sponge and made it go. So this is the same sponge, basically. That's the idea. Guess which hand? Upon completing the flight to the pocket, you now hold one sponge at your right fingertips and one sponge in your finger palm. Openly place the sponge from your right fingertips into the palm of your left hand as shown. That's it. That's the whole. It doesn't tell me what to do with it. Okay, now we move on. Close your left hand into a fist and hold it palm up in front of you. Then close your right hand and hold it palm down next to the left fist. The audience still believes that only one sponge is being used and that it is in your left hand. Now strike both fists together several times. Cross at the wrist. Explain how this seems to have a strange effect upon the location of the mischievous sponge. With that, ask the spectator which hand he thinks the sponge is in. The answer will probably be in your left hand. No matter which hand the spectator says, uncross your hands and open the left hand, revealing the sponge is still there. So, something strange is in the neighborhood. If I tap my hand like this, something will happen. So what do you think the sponge is? Oh, the right hand? Well, nope, it's still in the left. Or, you're right, it's still in the left, I guess, is what they're saying here. Tell the spectator that it really didn't matter which hand he chose. He would have been correct in either case. With that, turn your right palm up and open the fingers, revealing the other sponge. It appears that this strange effect you spoke about has caused one sponge to multiply into two. Oh! So, when I was doing this, I was actually creating a second sponge. Sounds plausible to me. Spectators doubles. Place the left hand. Is that a different? Let's see. Place the left hand sponge on the table and hold the right one in the position for the finger palm vanish. Now you pretend to place the sponge in your left hand. Secretly retaining it. Remember that each time you perform this vanish, your left hand should close in a loose fist as if it actually contains the sponge. Very good. Without hesitation, move your hand towards the sponge laying on the table. Be careful not to expose the finger palm sponge here. Okay, so as your right hand arrives above the sponge ball on the table, secretly place the finger directly on top. Now, by drawing your right hand along the table, the sponges will roll towards the tip of your fingers where they can be placed or picked up as if they're one sponge. When the soft texture of the sponge, they will pinch together slightly. This will appear to be just one sponge. As you display the two sponges as one at the tips of your fingers, ask the spectator to open his hand, palm up above the table. Now place the sponges in the spectator's hand as you state, "Here you hold this sponge in your hand while I hold the other." At this point, the spectator thinks that you still hold one sponge in your left hand and that you are merely giving him the other sponge to hold, but actually you are giving him both sponges. Keep that in mind. There are actually two here. So both sponges there. Let's see how long this is. This is quite impressive. Oh, wait a second. Interesting. So, this is all... This whole chapter is the Sponge Sorcerer. This is going to be good because we can do a multiple part session. So we're going to stop here, but we're going to go over what we've done. This is the part where we hand it off to somebody else. We will actually use this cup as the spectator's hand. Very good. Here we go. So let's start over. Casually just walk out and say, "Thank you for joining us, everybody. Tonight we're going to potentially, hopefully, do some entertaining. Who knows? But in order to do that, we're actually going to need something." There we go. A nice little sponge ball from you there. I like sponge balls because they can do some really weird things. If you're not careful, they actually disappear on you. And yeah, they disappear back into the pocket. They like to stay nice and warm. Here you go. So here is the sponge ball back in my pocket. It's kind of strange. It's kind of strange. Here it is in the hand. Squeeze it nice and tight. I'll just bounce it here because sometimes when I do this, something strange happens. You can actually guess which hand you think it is. It's going to be the left hand because it didn't go anywhere. Did you think it was going to go somewhere? Man, that's kind of silly. But it wouldn't really have mattered what hand you picked because there's actually two of them. Because remember that little strange thing I did? Yeah, it actually kind of... Anyway, now there's two of them. Let's not ask questions we don't have answers to, right? So we just take this ball and we put it into this hand over here. Now we're going to take this ball and we're going to place it into my cup right there. That's as far as we actually got. As you display the two sponges at the tips of your fingers... Let's see here. Now place the sponge in the spectator's hands. They have that. Now instruct him to close his fingers around the sponges and squeeze it tightly, so it would be impossible for you to remove it without his knowledge. Be sure you maintain a firm grip on the two sponges until the spectator's fingers are completely closed around them. Then and only then should you remove your fingers from his fist. So, oh, excuse me. So, are you good? Yep, you're good. The cup has grasped the ball. They're in the cup. They're in the cup. Okay? When I say they're in the cup, I mean both of them are in the cup because it has vanished from this hand and both of them have appeared in the cup. There they are. In the cup. Okay. Very good. So that is step number let's see. Tell the spectator that you intend to cause the sponge which you are holding to travel invisibly from your hand into his closed fist. Again, make a crumpling motion with your left fingers and open them to show that they're empty. Ask the spectator if he felt anything happen in his hand. Whatever his answer, tell him to open his hand, revealing the two sponges. Okay. That is number 23. Keep that spot. If you guys want to continue this series, these are going to be longer videos because we're going to deep dive into each of these. You can ask me questions based on what we already learned, and we'll keep learning this one together. I'll keep practicing this. The question is, do you want me to keep, like, now that we've started this project, do you want me to read ahead so that I'm more familiar with the text, or do you want me to read it as we go along? That way you guys can hear the original text as well. Because I want you guys to have... You guys said that you like SpongeBob Magic? Well, here you go. We're going to learn SpongeBob Magic together, and at the end of the project, I will perform the whole thing for us. So, just let me know down below. That's all we need to do. Just let me know down below here. Keep commenting and posting on the community tab stuff. If you didn't know that that was a thing, it is there. Go check out Robert Ball Magic, the Robert Ball Magician. If you want to get, if you want a shout out from him or just check out some of the stuff he has, go ahead and check out the stuff I'm doing. And here we go. We got some SpongeBob Magic. It's gonna be pretty cool. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next time.